Okay. I'm gonna let it get fixed. Are we good? Testing, testing. Okay. OBS crashed exactly like I predicted. Let me get everything. Make sure it's all working. Are we here? Can you see me? Am I Oh, why is it doing that? Okay, good. That was annoying. I think I changed the graphic settings and it crashed OBS exactly like I thought it would. I don't have the right know-how for all the like the streaming people do, so I'm gonna just do my best. Okay. All right. It's Tuesday, innit? We're about to stream the Callisto Protocol. Alright, alright. It is. I think there's a different software I should be using that is not OBS, because OBS has failed me so many times. But Streamlabs didn't even let me stream. Like, it doesn't even capture the application. So we'll see how it goes. And yes, I'll figure it out eventually. I'll get to watch this again. Yay! Oh, they're just kissing. And he's running away. Tutorial him. Bye-bye. Give me the credits that were in your leg.
Turning them into those things. Take that elevator down to the next level, then follow the signs to reach medical. I'll be in touch.
Alright, alright. I think I'm just gonna let it stutter sometimes, because it's fast until it stutters, and then it's fast again. So if it stutters, that's the game's fault. Hi there, partner. Any credits behind here? Nope. I bet you imagine that as your dad. Oh boy, no, I have different games. I have different games for that. No, I mean, it's not even that. It's kind of funny. My dad's kind of like this caricature of a person in that, like, he thinks of himself in such a way, in such like high esteem in his own little bubble, that it's more pathetic than it is, you know, sad. Or angry. I mean, he's a dick, and yeah, he fucked up a lot. But, come on, come on. Oh, yeah, that's some frame dropping. Oh, my God. Oh, good Lord. Jesus. Should we have gone to low settings? Was that an option? No. So he's not like, he's an asshole and he's very dumb in a very practical sense, but he's in his own bubble, so it's not even like he would know. What the fuck is that? Not playing games this time. No, I'm not like, I could take him in a fight, which is why I don't think, I'm not like angry at him in like a physical way. I'm not a very violent person. What's that? But yeah, no, I don't really need to imagine. Thank you, Cinnamon Wings. I appreciate your patience. There it goes. Yeah, we're gonna... I think because I'm streaming at the same time, my CPU, which is not too great. I have like a medium end system. Let me switch this over to here. I'll fix this so that it doesn't crash everything, which I believe it will try to. Graphic preset. We're just gonna go medium. Medium sounds good. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, it seems like it. I don't, I mean, I'm flattered, but I'm also, remarkably insecure. So let's continue, shall we? Hey, I got all my teeth. Some people think that I'm like a witch. In my not some people. A person called me a witch, because I had long hair, and then I look in my like my hold for review comments, which is where all the bad ones are, and she and like 6 other times called me a witch and was like, you should knock it off with your witchy hair, you entitled piece of shit. I was like, is the hair what makes you a witch? Oh, we're back here. Because I thought it was like casting spells and shit. I thought I had to literally say demonic shit, you know, but, or like or be interested in crystals, or... Oh! Let's have no more of that. Come on, bad boy. But if it's all it takes is the hair, then yeah, I guess I'm witchy as fuck. I'm not interesting enough to like just stream my face, Haley's. So I'm sorry, but I really just don't have that much more entertainment value. I can't do a backflip. Can't play too many instruments. I can't snowboard for shit. So this is all I got. Just looks fuzzier on medium for some reason. Yeah, no, it's not 80s or 70s. I just grew it. I keep it tied up like 90% of the time, but I'm avoiding the man bun comments. Oh, this time I'll give in eventually. don't even need to hide, to be honest. Oh, he's... Yeah, no, so he's coming. He sees me. Fuck you. Woo! Oh, yeah. Combat. Haven't reloaded yet. Yeah, I see it. Oh, I have no ammo. Okay, that's does this guy have ammo in his guts? No. See, yeah, even then, you're proving my point there. That's good hair. It's the one thing made me fall for. Let me tell you, without the hair, what am I? That's why I got the game up there. Sam, I'm a product of
Critical failure detected.
pressing on. What's up, bud? Having a hard day? Yeah, me too. All right.
Access denied.
Doctor.
Can't open it. You'll need to find security credentials. Look around for any dead guards nearby.
Find a guard's corpse. Let's see. Listen, confidence is key.
Found one.
Harvest implant.
You have to dig out their implants.
Wait, what?
You don't have a choice. It's the
Yeah.
only way through that door.
Oh, what a mess.
Get it out.
You do what you gotta do in here. This place, there's a way of changing you.
Yeah, it's prison. It's space prison. The worst of all the prisons. Although I'm sure even space prison has its perks. I guess the elevator is out. It's not like Dead Space where you can kick open anyone and get some shit from everybody. It's, you know, you can only loot the people you kill. Yeah, like, I mean, this is pretty bad. But at least he's locked in. Oh! Pardon me, sir. It's a little too slow, bud. Thank you, Cinnamon. Or where do I go? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. This way. What's that? Sixer? Mark me just looking for ammunition. Oh, I see that. I see where you want me to go. No thanks. Oh, so we're just... Okay, we're just ripping that out. Okay, of everybody. Now, that's great. I'm glad.
Nice.
Fuck yeah. Not totally fucking helpless now. I don't like the... okay, fine, let's see. Oh, cool. A waste of my time. Oh, what? I could break that. Well, I think I've been seeing these all over the place. Well, fuck. Do this. Well, I've been missing some things. And I can open this washer, apparently. Oh, fucking shit fuck.
What are those?
I'm 26. 26 years young. But I've been okay, well, I'm not gonna destroy too much here. I've been tall for a long time, so people have always assumed that I was like older, but frankly, that's just how I was. That's just how I rolled. I rolled as in shuffled. Genetic shuffle. My uncle's like 6'8" or something, but I'm not so lucky. Yeah, you don't got an access card, big boy. Can't open doors. Supply. Oh, well, maybe. Take care of this. See what's over here, because I feel like there's too many places for me to get cut off from. Oh, fuck. I just don't want to go. That's a checkpoint. Did he want me to go to maintenance? What's my objective? I don't know what I'm supposed to be. Locate the medical facility. Okay. Well, then we just won't go to the medical. It's not going to the medical facility. Come on, big boy. Square up, dog. Oh, he went in the vent. Oh, shit. I don't think I can back up. I don't think that's a possibility. I don't know about y'all, but I just wouldn't go in the vents. Oh, we're just going. I had so much more I could have looked at. But now I feel like I'm going to have to come all the way back to these fucking vents. Can I? Oh, okay. Cool. Oh. What do we got? No. We're going back. We got stuff to find. Don't do it. Yep, there we go. He's kind of hard to maneuver here. There we go. All right. Whoa, jeez. I even saw that coming. He can see without a head. I'm sure that's normal. Hey, let's block. Well, so this is where I was supposed to go. Well, fuck. So I crawled back through that whole thing for nothing. What a waste. Oh, I guess I can crawl through there without opening this door. What's the fun in that? Tone it down. Reel it in. Zip it up. Can't you see my family-friendly programming is still currently going on? Also, like, I don't know, something about British girls. Well, the second they say bell end, I'm soft as a cloud. It's not it. It's not the one. Sorry to break your heart there. I don't like on any of my options, really. Okay, well, here we go. And can I get up there? No. Okay, I think I'm just gonna make my way back up, right? That's probably a way through. I don't know where the fuck I'm going. Oh, we found the unitology equivalent. Let's see.
This will be my final report from here. The tower renovations are nearly complete. And the program reactivated under the supervision of Dr. Mahler. And what do you hope to achieve? Results after decades of misguided research. Don't you see? Evolution doesn't happen in the lab. It happens in the wild.
Whatever the fuck that means.
This will be my final report.
Okay.
I had to fall back. There were too many. They captured my entire squad. Please, you have to send someone. I don't know how long that door will hold. Get him! Oh, God! No! No!
Listen, you got balls. I'll give you that. You got confidence. You know, good luck.
Nice.
Like Josh Duhamel in this game, you're just trying to find your way in a very gritty environment. Yep, I called that. Came right back through. We carry on with the rest of our day. The medical ward. Oh, I think I need to fix the link. Do I? Does it still work? Yeah, I need to fix that because now it's just Just fixing the link. Okay. Show me the ever exhausting cosmic horror that lies behind this door. Behind and beyond. I mix those two words together. A little goofy English.
Keep going to the back exit. I'll contact you there.
Yep, thank you for that. I don't think that's gonna really get old.
There's no room. Patients stacked in the hall. The first case came in an hour ago, and they just keep coming. We're losing control. We have to find Mahler. Where the hell is she?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, no. Oh, that's crazy. So scary. Put a shirt on. Come on, bro. Insensitive care. Yeah, sure. Okay. Oh, I can't. Okay. I'll just go fuck myself. Show me what's lingering off screen that I didn't look at when I first walked in. Ooh, give me the stasis glove. Let's go.
Found one of those gloves that Captain Ferris had.
That's a grip. Bastard guards love to use it on us inmates.
Yeah, I remember.
But it's good. It works on all sorts of things too. Go on, give it a go.
Will do.
Oh, there's the... It's mine. Oh, that's gonna be annoying. It's the fucking... It's the mouse, it's the scroll wheel. Haley's, you're offering very personal information in the chat, and I'm just gonna say I'm not responsible for, you know, for whatever you volunteer. I'm gonna go ahead and allow you to live your life because who am I? A Scientologist who would restrict your life and your words? No.
What's going on? We don't know. Just hold him. I'll get him on the sedative. Hurry. We've got prisoners in active way.
Oh.
They didn't know what was going on. Something was infecting people right before the breakout.
Yeah. Maybe it's all that radioactive shit you brought in. Do you have credits in you? Give me your credits. He has no credits. I think he doesn't keep them on him. He's all paperless. Oh, fucking shit fuck. Big boy. Holy. Come on. Come on. Oh. 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 Yep, there it is. Oh, my good lord. Whew. It is definitely like Doom. Okay, so that's one of the many. I don't know what do they expect me to do? Throw them at each other? What is that going to do? Oh.
Hold her down! Brian! What's going on? We don't know. Just hold her! I'll get another sedative! Hurry! We've got prisoners headed this way!
The choice is yours. Invalid selection. Please make a valid choice. Option not available. Error. Invalid selection. Option not available. Error. Invalid selection. Option not available. Executing. Cycle complete. User assumes all liability for use of this print. Print finished. UGC printing, the higher quality. Have a united day.
Oh, God.
Jacob! You made it! I'm gonna open up the maintenance elevator. That'll get you up here, yeah?
Looks like it's busted.
Get inside. I can drive it from here.
You sure about that?
Gonna lower you down nice and easy.
Brakes don't look too good. Elias!
Trying. One of the motors shorted out when I transferred power.
Stop the cab! Stop it! Elias!
The system's not responding. You've got to do it manually.
What? How?
Just jam something into the brake. Hurry!
Come on, you son of a bitch!
Jacob, you still with me?
Yeah, barely.
I need to figure out why this system's acting up. Reset the power down there and get to the other elevator. You're nearly here.
Another elevator. Can't wait. What the hell?
Crashed. Better restart it. At least it wasn't OBS. OBS is still working. Oh, fuck, but there's a... Here we go. Okay, let me fix this. We're putting the witch hair away. Sorry. It's getting in my mouth and every other orifice. Wow. Yeah, honestly. It's like, it's always something. I don't have the best RAM or processor, but the graphics card is the only saving grace, really. So let's press continue. Let's see where it brings us. I also got Thor Ragnarok, but I'd have to stream that directly from the PS5. Which wouldn't be bad. I just couldn't. I would definitely not have a camera then, because I'm not streaming off the PS5 camera from my bed. That would look goofy as fuck. I mean, I could. I can do whatever I want. Okay, let's fix this. All right. Prism. I have not tried Prism. I will try anything that won't crash. I'll try it all. I think because Streamlabs uses OBS. It's not a humble brag. By the skin of my teeth, I was able to get that thing. Like closer to launch, but it was like a painful process of I had multiple people. I'd be like, I will literally pay you back if you can just claim it. Just get that spot when they were having those drops where it was and then I had no luck. But then I was surprised. I was surprised that somebody did get it for me, and that was just, it's a whole long story, but I don't like to brag, because it's not, they're just games. Also, I've had, I like to take care of what I have, so I've had a bunch of games for the PlayStation that I was thankfully able to enjoy at better performance on the PS5, and that was really fun. I got this Call of Duty Black Ops, the whatever Black Ops game, Cold War or whatever, that dropped with the PS5. It was that edition, but it was the only edition that was available at the time, and I never played it. I never played that game. Prism. I'll check out Prism if it's worth it. I mean, as long as it streams, I should, there's a better process that I could definitely go through. But something more optimal for my computer. Okay. Let's do a manual real quick.
Looks like it's busted.
Get inside. I can drive it from here.
You sure about that?
Gonna lower you down nice and easy.
Brakes don't look too good. Elias!
Try it.
This whole thing.
One of the motors shorted out when I transferred power.
Stop the cab! Stop it! Elias!
The system's not responding. You've got to do it manually.
What? How?
Just jam something into the brake. Hurry!
this is a cutscene, and I don't have to do anything. I don't have to mash E to fail at stopping the alien. Because that's all these games are. Like, just like Dead Space, the man in the chair is in your ear. Or in the last game, it was the woman in the chair in Dead Space. And they're always like, you gotta get here. And then you're like, it's broken. You're gonna have to find another way around. Okay. And you find a way around, and you become literally, you get more out of the way by falling down a ravine or something. And then, I tried so hard. Alright, the uncircumcised alien has been I hear robot. Whoa. Never let your guard down. Also, with these kind of games, a lot of people are like, oh, how can you even play these games? I could never. You just turn the fear into anger in the moment. You're like, well, that looks creepy. It's going to kill me. So what other option do I have? You know, get mad. You know, focus. And die a lot until the dying no longer bothers you. That last part's probably the most important. Alright. Alright. Yeah, that's settled. Can I hop over? No, I cannot hop over. I'm just gonna... I just to assume that these are dead now. Swing and a miss, bud. To your right. See, I saw it that time too, and it's still... Like, I see it every time. I see it, right, and I try to aim. It doesn't matter if I hit it or not. It's just one of those... There has to be, like, a moment. Oh. Oh. I know what they want me to do. Come on, where is he? Tale as old as time. Show me the dead guy. Come on, Big Papa. Come back. Did he not see that? Come here. Come here. Oh, I literally didn't have enough. Well, that was... I saw him. I heard him. Okay. Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. Come on. Let's go. Not dead until you're dead. That's what I always say. Just heal, just in case. Maybe that's a good idea. Okay, so I didn't do what I wanted to do. I don't know what... They don't give me like a stasis pod or anything, so I don't know how I'm supposed to... you know, lift people and throw them into the spiky wall, which is what I was trying to do. Excuse me. There is a, yeah, it is sometimes hard, but like, you know, if the game gives you the tools you need to like to cause damage and to really to survive, you know, you got to keep them in mind, and you got to like look out for cues. And the GRP will slowly recharge over time and also can be recharged quickly with a GRP battery. Okay. So this is something they didn't give me information to when I got. I think the GRP is the gravity arm thing. If it runs out of power while holding an enemy, it will drop. We've discovered this. GRP will automatically consume a battery from the inventory if available to refill the blue GRP power meter on the back of Jacob's neck. GRP batteries can also be used manually in the inventory screen. GRP batteries can be picked up, found inside loot crates, and drop enemies. Let's just say GRP batteries 10 times fast. Couldn't play. I'm shit at computer games. That's how you get good. You play. You play, and you die, and 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 then you start dying less, and less, and less, and you know, those neurons build. That's how the brain works. You know, you just train those new neural pathways. But very spooky, so I don't blame you. Certain games I won't play if they're just like, I don't know, Scorn was one of those that I couldn't play because it was just all fleshy goop, and it wasn't the vibe. But space horror is my shit. Historically. Oh, is that tiny little square on the back of my neck supposed to be my battery percentage? That tiny little blue thing? Hey, big dog. Sorry, but if I just... Oh, here? It didn't work. He hit his goddamn head. You see, it's like, how hard is it? Well, okay, now this I recognize. This is almost identical to the Dead Space one, the little throwy explosives. Oh yeah, you know, it'd be cool if they made a game out of what was that movie? I Saw the Devil, that Korean film. Like detective, like he's chasing that serial killer who killed his daughter. That's the kind of shit I want to see. But instead we get Josh Duhamel. No hate to Josh Duhamel. He seems like a, you know, I mean, I don't know him personally. He's a working actor, I'll say that. Hey, boop. Nope. God, after I beat this, I'm definitely going to have to play some Dead Space, because there's no way I will be satisfied. Definitely want to get the new one, the remake. I know you're all thinking, is this what a Church of Scientology is like? Is this what the flag base in Clearwater's like? No, it's worse. Because instead of having actual psychological horrors that'll just kill you,
Elias, I'm in the elevator. I see the shoe.
you just have pretend psychological horrors that you
Elias, you there?
haunt you at the expense of, well, at your expense. You're paying for it. And there's a whole branch of auditing, which is the counseling in Scientology with the e-meter and everything, called NED, or New Era Dynetics. Exclusively deals with like past lives, and like you have to go like 1,000,000 years ago in the session to like. Not even that. The Thetans, the body Thetans, they don't come until like OT3, which is like way beyond for some people, because it's so fucking expensive. No one could ever afford it. But like, if the person like doesn't see past lives and they're just like, I just don't see it, it's considered that there's something wrong with them, and they're treated very like as different and wrong and broken, and it's like a whole, there's like terms for it, and it's made very
Elias, can you hear me?
it seems very technical, but it's only because there's so fucking much of it, and L. Ron Hubbard never wrote a second draft of anything in his life, so it's just, he just word vomits millions of words, and then they call it a library, you know? It's like, just because you put it on the shelf doesn't mean it's useful.
Sorry for not
Almost
responding.
blew his head off.
This thing's found a way inside here. Really tearing up the place.
Can we still get to the shoe?
But,
Yeah, but it's on emergency power.
you know, I'm
I'll
pretty
need to stay
creative.
here
I'm
and
pretty
run a manual
imaginative,
override.
pretty good imagination. So, you know,
I can get you over there.
going in the sessions being like, yeah, I remember I was in this, you know, cyber city, and your eyes are closed, and you gotta like, you're like, you know, I fell off a cliff, and that's why I'm afraid of heights. It's like, no. Now this is kind of me projecting Frankie J, because I've thought about this a lot, but if they made a Dead Space TV show, and in my spare time, I've been writing one just because I like to write, and I don't really expect it to go anywhere, but if they did, I would love to help design the unitology thing and like actually apply like the same sort of manipulation and kind of make it more, give it more depth, because in unitology they're just like, ah yes, we all love the marker, but it's ripped from Scientology because they believe in ancient, you know, alien bullshit. So like fucking, they're just as scary as one another, but you don't like see it from like a unitologist perspective. Like it'd be cool to see like a unitologist who like realizes what he's gotten himself into. I was born into it, so this isn't like more personal. I just have a lot of experience with this kind of thing. But like, and then he's got to like switch sides and escape and watch all of his friends and family turn into monsters. That I am a little familiar with. You heard it here first. Mrs. J has the best imagination. Damn it. Should have tried harder. Maybe in my next life I'll have a better imagination. I'm just teasing. Scientologist video game would be the most boring thing. It would be like one of those like indie games where people just tell you that what you did was subpar all the time. Like, you could make it, but it would just there'd be a lot of reading, and it would just be very like it would just be really boring. Did y'all see the Tony Ortega update this morning? Scientology tied with Satanism for least favorite religion. The sample size was like a little over 1,000 people, and I'm pretty sure they picked probably some people who, from like religious backgrounds, or people who think Satanism is like harvesting organs from people, which I guess some people have done that and probably believe that that's okay, but that's, for the most part, Satanism is just people who actively reject the other organized religions and still want to, sort of benefit from these sort of bizarre religious protections that are afforded to people who literally believe in reincarnated virgin birth babies. You know what I'm saying? Like, the lore is all the same. It's just, it just changes. Like, there's, the deity just changes. Metal is incredible. But if you mean like metal, like AC/DC, we can go harder than that.
Printing at your service.
I acknowledge the passive aggressive cookie clicker. That's what it would be. It would be like you just be like progressively farming your friends and family for more money, so that you look better to your church, and then you get to the next level where you have to get more money and more people into your thing. I mean, it doesn't really work specifically like that, but in the Scientology Facebook group, which is hilarious for content, sometimes a little morbid, but sometimes it's just really funny. Some people will talk about how great they're feeling and how good they're doing or whatever, and then you'll see at the bottom, like, call me if you want help to start this, and they'll have like a little phone number or their email address. And that is literally what you do, because you can make commission if you get somebody to do services. So doesn't matter how much it costs, you get like a specific commission. It's called an FSM, or a field staff member, and you basically can make money off of your friends and family and other and people who don't know anything about Scientology. So sometimes people are so desperate for cash because they're broke, because they're Scientologists, and they're in aggressive amounts of debt, and they're still being asked for more, money, that they'll like FSM their friends, and they'll so that could possibly, there's time to waste, but there's time to waste. But that would be a funny, I'll ask ChatGPT to whip me up a Scientology cookie clicker. God, I'm having so much fun with ChatGPT, I swear. That thing is insane. If I knew I wouldn't get, like, if I knew the rules of, like, what songs I was allowed to play and not play, I would be playing.
It's full of those things.
Bye-bye. That was just common sense.
Right. You need to find a way to turn the power back on in there.
Yeah, I'm looking.
I don't know what they expected me to do there, but that just seemed like the right move. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Stuff? Ooh, I like that. Stuff? Ooh, I like that as well. Favorite stuff is collectible stuff. Ooh, stuff. I like that. No more room for stuff. This is a fucking tragedy. I need more space for stuff. Because I can't collect stuff if I can't collect stuff, you know? Oh, did I need both of those? I have a lot of, not a lot, but I have a certain level of ear damage from my tastes in metal. So I can still wear headphones and shit, but like, if it's too loud, there, it's you know, like at a show. So I don't really go to shows anymore. But I listen to everything. It's not just metal. It would make no sense for me to like explain, like say, oh, this is the kind of music I listen to because I listen to so many different things.
Shit. The door won't open until the power finishes cycling up. Get ready for a fight.
Where you at? Where you at? Bye-bye. Oh, I just brought him up here. I just invited him to fuck me up. Who's next? Huh? Not fucking you, bud. You got the... He's gonna try to kiss me. Oh, the big boy. Oh, and that's all my ammo, folks. Okay, come on up. Come on up, bud. Let's do this. Let's do this like men. Ooh, there's a doozy there. Gave me a right wallop. Wasn't enough though. I don't know how this is cycling power too. Oh, it's done. Jeez. Piece of cake.
You'll need to rotate the structure to reach the cell.
Yeah, it's my health. It's like a health stim. It doesn't even heal me all the way, but I have more than I have 3. Okay, so I prefer to be at full health. So if I get hit, I'm gonna wait until it brings me all the way down. You know, until they get me close. Because I've only died once, which is apparently good for this game. So I knew I saw this game and I was like, when this comes out, I'm gonna play the shit out of it, and because this is like my bread and butter, you know. But I somewhat refuse to die in these kinds of games. So if they want me to, they're gonna have to work a little harder, you know. I've played this kind of shit before. Come on, dude. Dead Space is harder than this, honestly. So far, I mean, the fighting mechanic is unique on its own, like the dodging back and forth, and you can't like back out of the fight. So it's kind of like
The choice is yours.
This is a little useful, to be honest, so I'll use it.
Cycle complete. UJC printing, the highest quality.
Weird that it prints the box too, but I guess where you're gonna keep them, you know.
On my way.
Stuff? I want stuff. Oh, I can sell this for stuff. I can sell this for money that I can spend on
Please
stuff.
make a selection. User assumes all liability for use of this print. Have a united day.
Okay. All right, what's next? Ah, here's my boy. Ah, yes. Hello, son. Fucking piece of shit. Bye-bye. Piece of shit. Bonk. Yeah, it's just that they can gang up on you there's no way to like swap. It's very hard to swap between them, so you're not like. That's tricky. That's all I'm trying to say. Oh, and he's on fire. I have to go with you. Free the inmate. Free the inmate, of course. Uh-huh. Free the inmate. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I've been paying attention this whole time. Wasn't him, for sure. Oh, here he is.
I found it.
But this is definitely more like a narrative experience than it is an adventure experience. Narrative horror.
Elias, are you sure this is the right one?
Of course he's hiding. She's hiding.
Get me out of here!
What are you doing here?
What the hell is going on?
Did you know it was her? Is this who we're looking for?
Yeah, no, I just knew it was someone who could help us,
And
right?
why would I help you?
Oh, she was
I've
in,
got all the information on this
she
place
was in The
and I can
Boys.
get us to the hangar, right? And you can call down a shuttle, and he can fly it out. Look, we can do this. We just gotta stick together, all right?
Thanks. I'll take my chances. A word of advice, though? Don't trust him. He's not what he seems.
yeah, he's a delivery boy. Like that girl literally,
I swear, Jacob, I had
fucking-
no idea who she was.
I thought you knew
Danny.
everything about this place.
that girl, she boarded my ship.
So what now?
Now you're trapped in there until the cell docks, which means I can get on the tram, but you can't.
She's like labeled as like a domestic
Look,
terrorist.
it's okay. I need you to go to waste processing,
I don't know.
alright? Contact me once you're there.
Data transfer complete.
Wait, the hell is that?
It's just a little something to help you out. Just trust in the plan, yeah? I'll see you soon.
Okay, I was like, what's your plan here, bud? Just to leap? Something's gonna go wrong, and he's gonna fall, and he's gonna land on his ass, but he's gonna be perfectly fine. That's how this goes. He's like, ah, there's no way up. You're gonna have to find another way around. So, yeah, what else is new? The way this guy goes through events with reckless abandon. Some Isaac Clarke behavior. But yeah, if I was able to play music, if I knew the role, I mean, I know there's Stream Beats. There's that one guy who does. Oh. But I don't know if I fucks with all the Stream Beats. songs. Like, I don't know if they're like the vibe, especially. I don't know how to like. I don't want to fuck with like too many processes happening on my computer because if it's not one thing crashing, it's the other. Yeah, they want me to do that, don't they? If you think I forgot about those little neck suckers, I'm
sneak out the way you came in. Look for a vent in the far corner.
I'm hyper vigilant for those things. Wait for it. It's gonna be something. Oh, I see it. I see it. You see? What did I say? I saw it before it saw me. Don't you go latching on my neck, you sneaky little piece of shit. Oh, what the? There were two. You see, you gotta have a few, I guess. They really want to sell that, so like, oh, he's gonna see it moving. No, they've done this before. If they play Dead Space, they're gonna see it moving through the wall, and they're gonna shoot it. You gotta put another one so that they get spooked again. Pieces of fucking shit. It's only because I haven't played this before that the devs are lucky. They're getting all these genuine reactions from an actual Dead Space fan, you know. Okay, not the uncircumcised thing. Oh yeah, just look at my. What the? Okay. So, I don't know if it's my fault. Should I just be popping it? I'm watching these motherfuckers. God damn. Wants me to look for the vent, but I don't think I can walk through there, can I? Yeah, no, just walk right past that steam. That would hurt me, but he's built different. Yeah. Can you get through that vent? Maybe? No, I can't even go through that. Guess I should have tried. Okay, an hour and a half. I'm going to take a brief break, and I will be back very shortly. back just in time for all of my viewers to go to sleep, I guess. It's fine. Enjoy sleep. Sleep is good. Sleep is extremely important. Oh my god. I'll be playing a game. At least for a little bit longer. Okay. Bad boy. Tells me I have to go through this. No?
Okay. Listen clearly, Jacob. That vent in the far corner will get you to waste processing.
I dodged that. I need a bullet for the gun. You have bullet on you. Oh, wrong guy. Just those pesky Callisto credits. Oh, hold on 1 second. Okay.
Combat activity initiated.
Ah! Okay, so there is no way out of this, huh? You're just gonna ghost me, that's the... Fuck a duck, Jesus. No, that's not fair. Do I have to kill him? Fuck that guy. Jesus. Whew. Alright, well. That big sucked. I guess I have to take him out, huh? Then what am I doing? Then what's the point? Okay. Now the robots I was concerned about. I'm not really worried about the gross people, the gross xenomorph guys. But this big one is definitely a problem. Oh boy. Mm-hmm. See you, Big Papa. Good. You keep it moving, dog. I crouched. Come on, bro. What are these controls? Howdy. My day was going great until I ran this fucking robot. He crouches. It takes him like a year to crouch, and you have to be like perfectly upright to do so. This isn't like a yeah, like he kills you in one hit, blows your head off. Okay. And this guy who comes out, this fucking little piece of shit who comes out of the grate at the end or whatever, he just takes me out. So I guess he doesn't see. Maybe he doesn't hear me fighting him, but I have to fight him and then just hide quick as fuck. He also doesn't kill the fucking xenomorph or whatever. That's just what I'm gonna call them because there's no real. He comes for me? What kind of sense does that make?
Inmate, remain where you are.
Oh, he's only interested in inmates. Yeah, that was.
Pacification complete.
Yeah, I'm pacified, all right. Jesus, jeez, Louise, this guy, fucking. There's a way. It's not impossible. It's just fucking annoying. I go. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. Because I can't jump over the... Yep, there it is. I'll skip this. Fucking... It does not respond very well. The controls could be a lot better. I will say that. Might just be better hooking up a fucking controller to the thing. But my aim won't be as good. Not like I think the controller would do much better, but I think it was optimized for PS5 probably, so the controller might be a little better. That's not where you go. Pure luck. Pure luck is what that is. Jeez.
I made it to the tram. Contact me when you get to the checkpoint.
Please. Please let me get to a checkpoint. Right. Whatever that was. Oh, well, I mean, being that what rank would those zombies have in Scientology? Being that all Scientologists are zombies, to some degree,
What, say what now?
they would rank on the scale of, I mean, depends really, because they're all different. I mean, if we're doing a comparative measure, it'd probably be OT3 for sure. Because if you can get through OT3 and think that you're still good, everything still makes sense, you have a zealous sort of commitment that really suits the. Oh, fuck yeah. You have a zealous sort of commitment that supersedes all logic and reason. Much like these zombies, so... I mean, but... What is the point of this machine? Where's Bill Good? Exactly. We're still good. What's the button that makes Josh Duhamel look around suspiciously? As he sweats profusely. I would be sweating, for sure, if I was in this. Now, hey, are those zombie aliens descendants of Xenu? They were not. But then again, Xenu didn't have children in the lore. He had subjects. He had, like... Xenu isn't, like... it's a funny story actually, because Xenu isn't like a worshipped character in Scientology. He's like essentially the idea is like he was a galactic overlord like millions of years ago who trapped people. He was going to be like, he didn't like the taxes or something, and he didn't like the tax codes, so they rounded up a bunch of people and froze them and flew them over to Tigiak, or Earth. That's what they call it. And that's what L. Ron Hubbard called it. And they threw him in a volcano and blew him up. It's. I posted the whole Xenu lore on my TikTok already. It's like 8 minutes long. But get your facts straight.
That's one hell of a view.
Yeah, you got the hell part right, bro. It's a big storm blowing and you don't want to get caught in the middle of that.
Yeah, I see it. I got eyes on the hangar, too.
Yeah, that's our ticket out of here.
Yeah, I ran plenty of jobs out of that place. Feels like a lifetime ago.
We will get you back to that life. You just gotta stick to the plan. Which means you need to get your ass to the habitat dome.
Well, how the hell am I supposed to get there?
I know I said this would be easy, but trust, I got your back.
What is that supposed to mean?
Oh, you should work down there, collecting
I wouldn't be surprised if Xenu had some baby mamas that he was trying to avoid child support. That is another option.
And you will get to the dome.
I'm sure that's probably
Pick you up at the tram station. Easy peasy.
that's like that'll be OT 9 and 10 when they actually make it, because they don't currently exist. It's apparently supposed to be 15, but
is there anything else you haven't told me?
No one's ever done OT 9 and 10 because, well, they don't exist. My parents actually, Dr. Berg and,
me too.
My mom, Karen, they sometimes are invited back to Florida to do something called preps, which is like preparations for your next OT levels, but I think because David Miscavige realizes that, he has there's so many lawsuits and Scientology's kind of falling apart, and there's only like 25,000 Scientologists, maybe less, in the whole world. He's like, okay, we're getting all these lawsuits. We really need to see how far we can milk these guys before it all goes to shit. So they are invited back to do like OT 9 and 10 preps, where they basically just interrogate you, or it's called sec checking. They put you in a chair and they get out all your crimes to make sure that you're still eligible, making sure that none of the secrets that you've been given have been leaked to anybody else, and that makes you eligible, basically. But we don't have stun batons. We never had these, we never had guns guns to defend against, the Thetans, the body Thetans never came alive and ripped apart people's flesh and turned them into, xenomorphs. So I guess you could say that, or necromorphs, or I think xenomorph is the alien, right? I've been saying xenomorph this whole time. Necromorph. Could have been cooler. Could have been way cooler. It would have been cooler if any of the shit that they talked about or that you learned about it actually happened in real life, or actually anything was tangible, but it all just kind of loops in like this big fucking annoying circle. Like, way less science fiction-y in reality than it is in theory. Oh, this ladder's too big for it not to break and for me to fall on my ass. Ooh. Do a manual? Oh, well, I guess we don't have to do a manual right here. Why can't little David just make new OT levels? How much power does he really have? It's like a royalty thing. There is no such thing as democracy in Scientology, and that's actually in policy. It's a policy called Keeping Scientology Working. It is one of the most revered policies that they make you. It's like a policy that you read it and you like, if you understand it, that it sort of verifies your commitment, because it's like, the whole policy is like, this is a deathly important, a deathly urgent thing that we're doing in Scientology, and if you're in for life. But if you're out, if you're like half in, half out, get the fuck out, basically. But L. Ron Hubbard talks in that reference of how Scientology is not a democracy. He says that out of all the suggestions that he's been given on how Scientology can be improved, he said like 1 in 10,000 or 1 in 20,000 were actually useful or something like that. So, and he's like, we're not going to speculate here as to how I was able to figure all this stuff out, because that's what you say when you don't want people to question you. But it's more like an entitlement thing. Like, he forced out really early on the people who were supposed to run Scientology initially. Because he sort of maneuvered himself into a place where he could just declare anybody a suppressive person, and those people then became enemies. And when he was in charge, he made it look like he just got everybody out who didn't think of it the way he did, didn't want him in power, and he just called them all SPs, and then claimed that it was some sort of like rebel. Ah, fuck. Fuck. For some reason, this scene isn't working. Let's see. Okay. The game crashed again. Thankfully, I just hit a save. But I think I'm gonna let it cool off because it's been crashing quite a bit. But what was I saying? They require such a high burden of proof that they did anything wrong, while also being like the most secretive organization, besides like the Russian government. But you are not allowed to exact the same effort to get that amount of proof back from them. So like, they don't owe you any evidence of anything or any proof or any money back, or like, they make it sure that like, we know that we're the most important people and we have the most important information, but how dare you, and if you say anything bad about us, we want to know literally every single facet of information that makes that wrong, or the evidence that we did anything. But they are not entitled. They're so entitled they can't find it within themselves to um, offer, like, to switch it around. You know what I mean? But it's all bullshit. So, like, obviously he has so much to protect. It's David Miscavige has so much to protect and so much he's lied about. Like, it's all just control and trust the system and trust where the money goes. So it's crazy. Is David OT8? Why doesn't he just rank himself OT10? Yeah, I mean, is David OT8? Why doesn't he just rank himself OT10 or higher? Is it because Elrond was below OT9, so he avoids trying to surpass Elrond because it might raise too many eyebrows? L. Ron Hubbard is not ranked in Scientology. He is Scientology. So in Scientology, the idea of L. Ron Hubbard, he is source, which is essentially, you know, the source of all right information. It's not about, like, oh, he has the highest rank, so he should be trusted. The only word you can trust is what comes out of a L. Ron Hubbard book. You know, it's funny because you can all David Miscavige has the power to change what's in those books now. So he is I mean, he would be wise to at least try to write an OT 9 and 10 or OT 11, you know, write them all the way up. But I don't think he's bright enough to really know what L. Ron Hubbard is going for. And I think having to admit that upon taking control of Scientology that there was no additional levels would make him seem like it would validate everything. Like oh, L. Ron Hubbard just died after having he explains it like he finished his work and then handed it off to his secretary and then just dropped his body and went off to some different, you know, planet that you're eventually gonna also go to when you attain immortality. So it's assumed that he's OT8, but it doesn't really matter because, like, my mom's OT8, and my dad is OT8, and they're still awful people. And there's no guarantee that you're not still going to be unstable at OT8, because OT8 is considered everything before OT8, like OT 1 through 7, are all pre-OT levels. So OT8's the first, like, real OT level, but and there are, like, these requirements that they have to, like, what we need before we need 10,000 OTs before we can release the new levels, which doesn't make any sense. Also, they've been saying that since I was a child, so it's all bullshit. Just about as bullshit as my computer is being, crashing this goddamn game. And I could start it up, but you know, I think I'll find, like, a better way to do this, and I'll you know, optimize it a little bit so that I'm not crashing. I'll use a different software. He is a smart microscopic man indeed. He is 4 feet 13 inches, I think it is. He's very small. I mean, I would love David Miscavige to try to bang on my door and threaten me, because I'm 6'4" and like 225 pounds. So I would crush him like little bug. I'd crush his tiny head. I mean, I could just also, like, just pick him up like a child from his little, you know, several $1,000 suits. That'd be pretty funny, honestly. Scientologists are not combative. They're very skittish and weak-minded in the sense that they don't have a lot of critical thinking skills. So their zealous actions are very predictable, and their mindset's very predictable if you know enough. So you can there are ways you can sort of combat their little, degrading bullshit. Ask how tall you are. You look tall. You're a big dude. Are you taller than your dad? I am taller than my dad by an inch. I'm also stronger because, I mean, I like to think of him as a man made of glass. He's broken many bones just simply by falling on the ground. um, and he doesn't, he's like, I used to ask him, like, why if your keto stuff is like so good for the body, why aren't you like jacked? Why aren't you trying to like at least be in like good physical shape? Because he's very, very skinny. And he's like, well, that's just not my goal right now. But it is also because he's so many like pins in his shoulder and his elbows, that he just can't do it because he would just rip apart. So he has to do like calisthenics and yeah. I just don't. He's just not a very. I don't know. He's allergic to broccoli, which I think is a little ironic. Does he have a health condition? I'm sure he does. He has a mental health condition. It's called pathological narcissism. Ooh, Caps and Rangers game. The Caps have scored. This is good. This is good. He will tell people to do many things that he is personally unwilling to do himself. Such as join staff at a Scientology organization. He is entirely unwilling to do that because he's unwilling to be demeaned, and that is what happens when you join staff at Scientology. My mother even very admittedly gave up. She left. She was on staff for like 6 years in DC, and she left because it was hard and she wasn't helping people and she didn't feel good about it. And but my father never really gave a shit about any of that because it didn't benefit him. And now that he's like a quasi celebrity, and I think it's ironic that you can have a celebrity who isn't accountable. Like, you can't just contact him, or you can't. He's not willing to talk to any news outlets or anybody about anything, on any uncontrolled public platform. He's actually, since I came out, since I exposed him, he actually stopped doing his lives the same way that he used to be doing. Now he has like pre-selected guests who know nothing about him. Personally, they just know about him and his Facebook group or whatever. They just know about him on YouTube, but people who won't ask him about Scientology. It'd be funny to see somebody get onto his live pretending to not know anything about Scientology, but then blindsiding him in live. I don't even think his live shows are live because I don't think he even replies to the comments anymore. It's pretty pathetic, but obviously I have a perspective of how things were and how things are, so like on the inside, so it's hilarious. But yeah, it's weird to like, because if like any other celebrity, or I guess any other celebrity, I guess, who isn't a Scientologist, you can just say like, hey, what do you have a statement about this, or what do you have to say about X, Y, and Z, but you can't do that with him. He won't do that. He will not release any control at all, because if he does, then scary. He'll have to either admit or deny. And to lie, well, that's an overt. And to lie publicly, to manipulate people, that's also an overt. And he's not allowed to commit overts. Overts are bad actions in Scientology. If he commits an overt, that's being out ethics. And if you're out ethics, it's not very OT, is it? You know? So it's like this funny little mental gymnastics he has to play, like, you know, I'm sure on some level he understands that he did a lot of shit wrong, but he also doesn't want to take responsibility for any of that by being accountable, because he thinks taking responsibility is telling his auditor and writing some shit down on, writing up some conditions of how to, he can handle his responsibility for it mentally, so he doesn't actually have to, face any sort of personal consequences in the real world, where child abuse is seen as illegal, and exploitation of workers, which he does regularly, is also seen as illegal. But if he can control that by only hiring Scientologists or only hiring managers who are Scientologists, so it just stops there, or people who are complicit with Scientology, he is playing it almost just as safe as David Miscavige. Does he still have a corn addiction? Ah, yes. Is he still browsing for thong videos on YouTube? I couldn't tell you. I'm sure he probably struggles. He's probably not. He keeps himself busy. I remember, and I didn't get that body cam footage yet, but I just didn't have the money to. You have to there's like a fee for it, for the Freedom of Information request. But I probably will get it, honestly. Now that I'm here and I'm trying to do this, maybe I'll make a video and more about him, more like straightforward video. The process of thinking out what I want to say, trying to not divert when I'm recording, and then editing it and then posting it, and it's like very involved for me. So it's been tricky, but I do think that'll make its way into the public very soon. I don't think he'll say anything to the police. I think if I get it, it'll probably just be like, he's like, I'm just trying to talk to my son. Because when he showed up, this is referring to right after I posted the video, the first TikTok, exposing him as a Scientologist. He drove from his farm in South Virginia, 4 hours up to my house when I was living in Alexandria, Virginia, and was banging on my door for about half an hour, constantly texting me, come outside, banging on my door aggressively, and knowing my dad, if I had opened that door, he would have, I don't think words, I was concerned for my physical well-being just as much as my mental well-being, especially because Scientologists really like to, when they know you're like it gets real scary when they think that you're, about to turn or whatever they think. So they get into manipulation mode, and they act all soft, and they make a lot of empty promises, or I'm sure my dad would have tried to buy me in some additional way. I was never interested in his money. But he was banging on my door, and I just didn't answer. And I was texting him. I was talking to him through text, and then he was like, "You called the cops on me?" And I was like, "What?" And then I looked through the window, and there's a cop at my door. I guess one of my neighbors had called the police, and I talked to him, and he was like, "Do you know this guy?" He's like, "Yeah, it's my dad. We're having a disagreement, but I do not want him here. It's like, we can tell him to leave. What exactly would you like us to do? And I was like, yeah, if you could just tell him to leave, that'd be great. If you can remove him, tell him to get back in his car. We don't have a great relationship. So, I mean, that was as simple as it was. For me, at least, I was going through a lot emotionally. Funny enough, my mom didn't even reach out to me. She called me and then immediately hung up as she called. I got like 2 rings in, and then she stopped. She probably stopped herself from screaming because she thought that would probably not help the situation. But whether or not he has a corn addiction, I remember he took me on a walk one time, somewhat recent, a few months before I left, when I was staying with them during the recent public health crisis. And he was talking about how, because I'd gotten a spiel from him, but I'd gotten many spiels from him about this subject, and up until a certain point around then, I had been so like self-conscious about it and so insecure about it, and thinking I'm broken or I'm just some like awful person for like jacking off every now and then, and I really internalized it and like made it like this hateful, pressured thing inside. Eventually I was gonna break, and I just decided I'm not gonna give a shit about like this. I have bigger things to worry about than being horny. I mean, Scientologists apparently don't. They have a lot of things to worry about, and being horny is a big one. If you're too horny, that's a bad one. That's illegal. I once asked my dad what, in my formative years, because I used to ask him a lot of medical questions because I thought he was a real doctor. I once asked him, what do you do for a high libido? What's the medical thing for that? And he just said, auditing. And he still had that, corn problem back then. So it was sort of like, I don't know the perfect phrase for it, but the irony is not lost on me now. So he took me on one of these walks. I just put it out of my mind. I just didn't really give a shit anymore. It's a natural thing to have these feelings and urges, and I think only very hyper-religious and pseudoscientific people have problems with that idea. So I just decided to worry about the more important things, and I actually felt a lot better about myself. Even though it was a pain in his side, probably, or my, whoever's side, I didn't really give a shit who cared, because I didn't, and that was important, that I had my own, agency. So I'm going on a ride here, but we went on a walk around this really fancy golf course he lives near in Bethesda, and it was for about like an hour. I was just like following him. We had I didn't know where we were walking to, but I guess for him we were just walking around. I didn't want to walk that far, but I guess when you're out there, when he was, I think his plan was to like go on a walk to a place where I couldn't easily just leave and find my way back. So I felt like trapped in a way. But it was whatever. So he was saying, I used to have a problem with watching videos on the internet. I used to have a big problem with that. And when what did he say? He was like, I went to this. I thought I did everything. I thought it was like an auditing thing, but it's really a tech thing, and meaning. Scientologists have this idea that, like, the more you know about a subject, the more control you have over that sphere of influence. But in Scientology's terms, this has to do with, like, psychic, like, you control your mental presence by what you learn. Like, you can stop yourself from being horny forever by learning how L. Ron Hubbard thinks porn is bad. Even though L. Ron Hubbard was a chronic womanizer and woman abuser. And he told me he met with this one person in Florida who someone called a qual consultant. It's a person who, it's a very useless job, but it's like someone who's read, they know a lot about the references from L. Ron Hubbard, and they like put them together in a program in a way that, you know, it'll educate you out of whatever your problem is. And he told me he met with this guy, and you know, it really changed him, and that I should meet with this guy too. And I was like, I'm good, I'm fine. I don't need to do that. But thanks, I guess. I mean, if that's your problem, that's your problem. I have kind of bigger shit to worry about. And I think probably in moments of weakness, he might think about it, or he might try to do it, but like my parents spend so much time together. And my dad spends all of his time at the computer. Like, if he's not fundraising for the org or for the church, if he's not filming videos, which he puts in like an hour block of whatever day he's near his studio or at his computer. I mean, he just shits this stuff out. It's not like he plans it. But he's at his computer, so I'm sure that there's like a pressure that like if he breaks down and watches porn, then OT8 doesn't work. Sorry, corn. I'm not monetized, so it's not like I'm gonna get demonetized. They're gonna start siphoning my bank account. YouTube. Anyway, you know, he's like, it's just so funny. It's such a robust amount of information. It's so hard to say X and Y is the reason because there's so much context. But I'm sure he does. He's just ashamed of it, and he hates himself for it, like most Scientologists do. I remember my ex-wife saying her reason for feeling shameful for that was because it was like that all porn leads to like worse activities. So like if you want to rub one out, well, you know that's going to eventually turn you into a pedophile. Or you know that, you know, everyone in every video that you watch on the internet is like a sex slave or something. And you know, not like exploitation doesn't happen in those industries, but the generalizing and the way they go about it, and the fact that there is really no gray area to like what is okay and what's not okay. And there's also no references that talk about these kinds of things because L. Ron Hubbard didn't have access to the internet and he didn't have any of this information. So they have to make shit up. But it's funny. I mean, I'm sure I'll, I'm sure I'll have a more structured video on the topic, and I'll bring up kind of, you know, who he is as a person, and I'll work on that, you know, and ask me questions wherever, you know. I'll just ask if anybody wants to ask me more questions. I can compile them, and I mean, there's so much. So, you know, knowing what y'all want to hear, and you know, you can also ask me on Twitter or Instagram, or I'm not really on Facebook anymore, just kind of dead. But or even in the comments, you know, ask questions, ask what you want to know, and maybe I'll compile that all into one big video. I'll answer one more question, and then I'll have to hop off. Is MGM part of Scientology like it is in Judaism? No. Scientology does not see itself as religious in nature. It calls itself a religion, so it's protected under law or whatever, but it doesn't. It thinks all other religions are like cultic, barbarian crazies, ironically. But they don't believe in that. You can do whatever you can do whatever you want, and however you feel about it is however you feel about it. Right and wrong are really momentary decisions in Scientology. It's not really doesn't matter what L. Ron Hubbard wrote, But he didn't. I don't think he wrote anything about that. He did write that Christianity was a cult, which I think is kind of funny. But anyway, I appreciate y'all. Maybe I'll do a stream where I'm just chatting and not playing games. But playing games is like kind of an easier way to get my mind distracted. I guess it's soothing for me. And yeah, definitely gonna do more of these in the future. All right, y'all. Peace.